Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, I was going through a post on another platform, which I will not mention here, and they were trying to compare between the political analysts who are supporting the Kenya Kwanza side and those who are supporting Azimio. And according to that post, out of 7 political analysts, it's like 6 were pro Azimio, and one was in support of the Kenya Kwanza. But then what caught my attention was the reaction from the comment section on that very post. And I saw someone who seemingly was like a blogger working for Kenya Kwanza side, especially during the campaign time. And they were working under Dennis Itumbi. According to him, in fact, he was lamenting on how they were used and dumped. And this blogger went to an extent of revealing how they lost their moral in the fight to defend William Samoei Ruto. And in his own view, he's of the feeling that William Samoei Ruto cannot serve more than one term as a president, according to how things are happening here and there. Another blame he's putting on Dennis Itumbi, that in as much they were working hard toward making sure that everything is working in line on what they were intended to achieve, to some extent Dennis Itumbi was feeling threatened. It was like he's not safe with this job. So because of that, he would make sure that he is putting them in a position whereby they cannot outshine him, because the thing was that it's like they were to some extent outshining Dennis Itumbi. So he was trying to protect his bread in one way or another. But then the issue is that they were promised jobs which at the end of the day they were never offered. And this is not just from one place. I've seen it because even I normally get calls from some quarters that there was promise of jobs after the election in case they win, and indeed using whichever means Ruto is in the State House. That means they were supposed to get jobs, and it's like these people, most of them never got jobs, and that's why they can come here and lament about that. Not even a single meeting they have been called for, just to be recognized for the work they did. And let me just read this comment. Itumbi used us. He feared we could grab his bread and butter. We backed day and night on Facebook. I think I wasted my day arguing with Azimio bloggers. I was a threat. I faced more blocks by Wahome, Akina Baby the Shooter, and almost all Azimio keyboard warriors. I can attest we lost moral, and if it goes like this, William will be one-term president. Remember, that day have 7 like 2007, it will be tough. I can see all my friends lost moral. Even a single meeting to recognize them never happened because Itumbi thought we could grab his bread and butter. That one is someone who was reacting to the discussion that I had already told you about. And you can see, he's talking about William Ruto, maybe being a one-term president, and the issue of repeat of 2007. That means like Kibaki, it means you get to office, but then in the next election, you lose. Maybe you try to force yourself, and the people insist. That's the situation. That's what you're trying to compare there. Now, when I was reading this comment, then it took me to Pauline Njoroge question some times back, and she had asked a question. I think we can answer this question to Pauline Njoroge today. This is what she asked. Where is the question here? Shortly after Ruto came into power, anytime we criticized him, we would get so many comments, people telling us that we are fighting God's will and serving the devil interest. Some even called us atheists, claiming that one can't be a believer in God and fight Ruto. It was an innocent season, I tell you. I don't know where all those people disappeared to because I don't see their comment anymore. We are now left with just a few elements, mainly from the Rift Valley, 2 or 3 from Central, who equate criticizing government for obvious wrong as being bitter. I think now this question we have answered. These guys were never recognized by William Ruto, but they were assembled to do a specific job during campaign. Now, what could be happening as of late is something different because it's seemingly like William Ruto has decided to recruit another team to work for him, but the first team was dropped. That was the one that was working under Dennis Itumbi, and I will explain to you shortly. But before we go deep into that, just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing to our channel. Subscribers, I must say thank you so much, and again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, there is one post that Pauline Njoroge also did, and she was actually exposing the current team that is working for William Samoei Ruto, especially during the 2022 financial bill when it was about to be represented in the National Assembly. It's like William Ruto is recruiting a new team, and seemingly these are people who are working for Raila Amolo Odinga earlier, and now William Ruto had just decided to pay them to work for him. That means these are people who previously had a reputation and they had a say. They could plan a sense of direction in the masses, and people could follow. So it's like Ruto wanted to make sure it look like everything is okay. If those people whom we have been following and they have been supporting Raila Odinga, they're telling us that this financial bill and everything in Kenya Kwanza is okay. So it means they can easily mislead people and people will buy into that. So that alone was just meant to create a perception that William Ruto government is working, because some of the people who are his critics are now talking positively about his government. And this was revealed in one post. Let me just read to you, where these people were also trying to reach out to Pauline Njoroge so that she can join the team. And in fact, they were promising to pay her to a tune of $500,000 every month. So look at that. But Pauline Njoroge decided that it is never all about money. She declined the offer. This is what she said. I keep my secret, and this issue was going to be one of them until the guy decided to counter my tweet, propagating the narrative of blaming Uhuru for all the failures of the current administration. You can't be telling us how Uhuru left the coffers empty, yet you have a lot of money to buy people left, right, center. My brother Silas Jakakimba, this is the guy who was working for Raila Odinga, and as of late, he is in Team William Samoei Ruto. You are here claiming how the previous regime left a big financial hole which Ruto is trying to fix. Yet last week, you and your very senior friends in government were offering me 500,000 Kenyan shillings per month to cross over. Where was that money going to come from if the country is in a financial hole? You should just have kept off this topic because me and you know the truth. Now you can understand. From those who are assigned a role during campaign and immediately after campaign, and their work was to counter the Azimio bloggers through the comment section in every topic they will bring forward. And now Ruto is going for those very bloggers in Azimio and is looking for the senior bloggers there. You see, even to an extent of reaching out to Pauline Njoroge, people like Wahome to cross. They have reached out to those who are in Azimio, like people like Jagakimba that Pauline Njoroge is exposing here. That's how far William Ruto has gone. So, in the first group, there is a blame that they were promised, but the promise was never delivered. And now in this post, I think we have under this blogger here, that promise will never be delivered because William Ruto is now focusing on having the Azimio bloggers on his side and is promising to pay huge amount of money. Maybe that amount can employ him, like if he's offering 500,000, then one can employ maybe 5 bloggers or 10. If you are paying them 50,000 is 10, or 5 you are paying 100 for those guys who are working during campaign, and because their main work was in comment section. And this can explain some of the issues we used to bring here during campaign on how William Ruto has employed bloggers just dealing with the comment section in every topic that's brought forward with a lot of truth on William Samuel Ruto. Hawa ndio watu walikuanga wa kwanza, like the first 50 or 100 comments. Once you do any post, hata wakati tulikuwa nafanya analysis kwa YouTube, anywhere. Even me nowadays, I don't get those kind of comments. But before there were a lot of them, you would see them coming. So the guy there who is lamenting was among the youth who were employed for that very job, to create a different narrative, to mislead the topic that is coming forward, just because they wanted to create a positive narrative for William Samoei Ruto. That when someone read a post, when they go to comment section, they see something different from what the topic is about. And you can change your mind and feel that if 100 people are saying like this about William Ruto, and the topic is against him, it means the masses is with William Samoei Ruto. Now we can confirm here on this camera that that narrative, it was manufactured. And you can see from where it was manufactured. Someone is confessing here. Now you can understand. So we have a man in State House who got to State House through shortcut, and beside that, he was manufacturing the perception here. To some extent it worked for him, to some extent it never worked for him. So you can see, the question we will ask, if bloggers who worked for William Samoei Ruto were promised jobs that were never delivered, today they are lamenting. What about the person who was referred to as a hustler, but he was not among this team that was working for Ruto? What about Mama Mboga, who was just in her kibanda selling vegetables, fruit vendors, and all those that were anticipating for job from William Ruto? Will it never happen actually? Will it ever happen? Kama hawa walikosa hizo kazi, saizi wanalia, they're lamenting. What about you, whom William Ruto does not know, whom his close allies do not know? Will you get those jobs? If he lied to these ones, what about you? So it's like William Ruto will survive on manufacturing information, buying bloggers, and that's how he's going to survive, to create a perception for him that everything is in order. So that means even in this government, they are going to manufacture perception. When they are failing, they manufacture, because he is in a position to buy the people who have a command on social media. That's why people should be very careful before being convinced by these people. Just know they are working for one William Samoei Ruto. No one works for Ruto for free. But I know most of the people who are working in Azimio, they were doing charity job because they believed in the agenda of Raila Amolo Odinga, because Raila is a man you could trust. I don't know your views, but let us meet in the comment section for continuation of this conversation. Thank you, and see you in our next video.